Hey, it's Jag. Lumber storage.
Yeah.
I'm finally back out in the shop. The electricians are done. Yay. And my electrical is all working well. I'm just running my my 240, my little 240 heater here. It's working great. It's warmed up the shop. It's 3 degrees Celsius outside, so it's not super warm in here, but definitely comfortable enough to work. If I can keep it 10 degrees Celsius or warmer throughout the winter, then I can work out here. The heater is pretty loud. So I may over the winter have some videos where we got some loud noise in the background. We'll see what happens. Definitely not going to use my propane heater out here anymore. I sealed up. I was kind of utilizing that crack that had been down here and to ensure that I was getting some fresh airflow through here. And I also have 2 CO2 detectors in here. They've never gone off, but I don't like using that propane heater in a space like this. I think it ultimately is a little too closed in. With a lot of this stuff that I'm doing out in the shop, I'm really just kind of flying into it. Like I said in an earlier video, I've thought a lot about what I want to do out here, but I haven't actually made a plan. Today what I'm going to do is get my wood storage sorted out up here. So this was all just kind of thrown up, and I have a lot of the other wood storage over on the shelves over here. So I want to move all my wood storage, or most of my wood storage, into this area up here. Of course, I have to make sure that I keep the wood storage shelving higher than the panel here, and my drill press, and my bandsaw, which I want to go over in this corner when I'm not using it. The bandsaw is the tallest of all of those. It's about 76 inches tall, and I measured, and that would come up actually only about an inch or so taller than that open cabinet over here. That's kind of my line that I'll be working to. So first thing I'm going to do is take down everything from this shelf and this shelf, get these shelf mounts off the wall, get rid of this light, that power bar, which I don't really need anymore. Dane Jonah Guitar said he's always found it really handy to have plugins on his workbench, and so that's probably going to go on my bench. It's got a good long cord on it, probably 12 to 15 feet. So it leaves me a lot of room to move in this shop, my bench, anywhere I want to go and still be able to plug it in. I'll take the tools here off. Then we'll put up the storage shelves that I have. I have these Bora shelves that I got from Lee Valley Tools a couple of years ago. For that purpose, so they will go up. Without further ado, that's just what I'm getting to right now. And I'm going to turn the heater back on. You know, I keep a lot of scraps that I don't think I really need. I have a real hard time throwing stuff out. This is some scraps of acrylic from when I made templates for my GGBO 2022 guitar. And in my mind, I look at this and I go, yeah, I could do something with that. We'll see. So these are the Bora wood racks. As I say, I've had them for a while, and I haven't even opened them yet. So we'll have a look. Wall fasteners. All right, so these racks, they have 4 racks per unit, and I've got 2 units. I was just looking, and one of the side racks says 50 kilograms or 110 pounds per level. So I assume that means I can go 440 pounds maximum, 110 per each shelf. I don't know how close I'll come to testing that, but I'll do my best. I'm just going to take a little bit of time, look at what they say in the manual about putting these up, and then ignore all of that and put them up whatever way I think they're going to work. I'm going to set this so that the bottom of the racks is about 78 inches above the floor. The rack itself is a little higher than that, maybe about an inch. So that'll give me somewhere between 78 and 79 inches of clearance under whatever I put across these racks. The countertop here is about 33.5 inches off the floor. So I'm just going to measure up from the countertop 44.5 inches. That will give me a 78-inch mark. And then I can put the first rail up. From there, I'll put the next rail up and use my my level to make sure it's level. I'm going to put these, you can put these up to 48 inches apart, they say, but most of my stock is about 36 inches. So I do have 16-inch centers, but because this window's here, there is a stud here, which is at about 14 inches. So my maximum width of this rack here is going to be about 30 inches, maybe a little bit less once I center everything. Actually, I'll just double check that. Center to center here, I've got about 28.5 inches. I can see the nails, and I'm assuming they put the nails in centered. Maybe I'll go a little bit wider than that just to make sure I hit that beam here. So that should work. I've made my mark at 44.5 inches. I'm going to take one of these rails and a punch, and I'm going to make a mark for the bolts for these rails. Then I will put that first rail completely together and put it up. I'll show you why I need to put that rail together before I do the next one. There is a stud back here, but I'm not sure it goes all the way up to the top. It almost looks like it doesn't. So I'm going to drill that hole and make sure we go right through. If not, what I might do is put my rack here and keep this for very short stock. That would be 16 inches across. If I put 3 feet worth of material on here, I'd have an overhang of about 10 or 12 inches on each side, and I think that would work just fine. So I'm going to drill that hole and see where we're at. I'm using these large, rather large screw bolts. They're 3 inches long, 1/4 inch diameter. So I'll just figure out what I need for a drill bit for that, put it in the drill, and we'll drill for that first rail. Yeah, and right through. So there's nothing behind there. I'm going to go for this one for short stock and just go on the 16-inch centers. That will leave me about a 9-10 inch overhang on each side if I put 36 up to 36-inch stock on here, which most of mine is. Over here I can put it a little farther apart. I'll probably go two stud widths over here, or 36 inches apart for the rack, and I can keep some smaller, some shorter, but I can also go up to 4 or maybe even as high as 5 or 6 foot stock here. The longest stock that I would store, I probably will store up in the loft here. So I'll drill that hole, screw the rail, screw the rod in, and then get my shorter level, make sure this is straight up and down, screw the bottom one in, and we can get this side done. That looks pretty good there. Now, to assemble these racks, you put a screw in. There's 4 screw holes. You put a screw in there, and you bring the support down until it stops. So I'm going to put the screws and these supports on for this side, and we'll mount it on the wall. There's a notch in one side, not the other. So you put it so the notch is down. That goes over that, goes above that screw. And now with this side of the rack all done, we're ready to screw it to the wall. There are some little plastic standoffs you put between the back of the rack and the wall. Almost forgot to put that one on here. And that's just to make up for the space that these supports will offset this rail from the wall. Okay, and that's the first one up. Next one is going right here. We'll get started on that right away. So for the one that goes on this side, I put the bottom rail on. I've got my level across. I've got this set so that it's looking pretty level. I'm going to mark for the first hole, and I will drill that, and then I will make sure we get this as straight up and down as possible before I drill for the other mounting bolt. Welcome to a new segment I'm calling OCD with Jag. So I have the same issue on the other side of this window, in that the stud is right here, a little offset in towards where the window is, and they built it out here and then down the side. So this stud here does not go all the way to the top. So the next stud is right about here, about 15 inches over. And then there's another one, again about 15 inches over, and then there's one right in the corner of the wall there. I don't want to put one side of the rack right against the wall, because the wood will only be on there about an inch, and it could shimmy over time, or from vibrations or things, and everything could fall off. So I'm not putting it right against the wall, the one rail. So I want to go on this second stud, which is right here. And as I said, I want to be able to put longer stock on this side. So I don't want to go on this stud, which is only this is a 15-inch center here. I want to go to the stud that's over here. So we've got about a 30 inches or so wide there. So I have these offcut furring strips from some work I did on a fence this summer. And I've put one up here. So I will screw, I've already screwed the bottom one in. I'm going to put 3 screws in to make that really solid. And then the top screw of the rail can screw into that furring strip, and hopefully that will keep things up there tight enough. And then on the back, or on the other rail, I'm putting one just to keep everything in alignment with that particular rack. But the OCD part is that now this side is going to stick out about 3/4 of an inch more than this does here. And we're going to see how long I can live with that. I'm going to consider it therapy. This rack is going to stick out a little farther. It's not going to be exactly mounted to the wall the way this one is, but it's also a little bit wider. So it'll be good therapy for my OCD. So just thought I'd fill you in on that before I get this put up there. So next thing is to put that furring strip on, get the one side of the rack on there. Leveling it was also a bit of a conundrum for me, because once I put everything up, I can't, the way this goes up, I can't really adjust that side up or down. So what I ended up doing was making a mark where the bottom of this furring strip needed to go, that would make it level with the bottom of this. So basically it's going to be more or less level straight across there. And then when I put this one up, I'll do the same thing. I'll make a mark from the bottom of this strip to where the bottom goes to that one over there. And everything should be pretty close to level. It doesn't really matter if it's perfectly level. I just don't want things, really off kilter. Again, my OCD would look at that and go, oh, that's crooked. The other thing is, I do want to have the option to put very long stock across both sets of racks if I need to. So I want to have everything pretty much in line. So with all that said, I'm going to get to securing this furring strip up there and getting this rail on. for better or worse, they're up. I'm really happy with the way they look, actually, OCD aside. Let's just check how level everything is. Yeah, we're pretty good there. From here to there. Yeah, we're good. And all the way across. It's level enough. Not perfect, but really close. These three line up almost exactly. That one seems to be maybe a 16th or 3/32 of an inch lower. So I'm really happy with that. It looks good up there. And it's time to start putting some of my wood up there. We'll get that done, and I think that'll be it for the day. Well, absolutely. I'm running out of places to move things to get them out of my way. I had piled up most of my bench tools and power tools and things over on this side of the shop, and I want to get all of this wood storage from here up to here, so I had to just take 20 minutes and move everything again. So now everything's on that side of the shop now. So hopefully this, by the time I'm done this whole little shop renovation series, things will have their places and be where they're supposed to be. And the day is starting to get late. I'm going to see how much of this stuff I can move from over here up over to there. I may or may not get all of it done before I'm done shooting today. If I don't, I will move everything else over off camera. Next video, I'm hoping to at least figure out what I'm going to do with this shelf once it's empty. Like I say, I will have a wall to close in there, but hopefully this won't be too difficult a job to do. So back to moving the wood. Oh, some more nice flamed oak. Forgot I had that piece. I had stickered most of my wood. A lot of it's been up there for 7 or 8 years. I think we're in pretty good shape in terms of that stuff drying or acclimatizing. So I'm not putting the stickers in right now for these. We'll see how things look in the spring. Well, I absolutely forgot that I have some really nice sort of half body size slabs of maple up there. Most of this started out as 8/4. It's still pretty close to that. But I got one good chunk here and another good chunk there. Too heavy to make a guitar out of, but some nice pieces of maple. I could probably get a couple necks out of this one, and same 2 or 3 even out of that one. It's got a crack on the end. But my thinking for a lot of this, well, my thinking is I'm never going to have to buy wood for a neck again. That would make a lot of necks. I'm not sure what else I'll do with all of that. I probably have a lot more than I need or will know what to do with. But it's up there. I'm also feeling a change of plan coming on. I've got half of that shelf basically emptied of the wood. The other half is still loaded up, and I don't think it's all going to fit up over here. So I think probably what I'll end up doing is probably making some more wood storage up top after I get this shelving unit out. So my tool wall is going to go back here. That's why I want to move this shelf. And it makes sense to me I could get some more wood storage up there. I might even get a couple more of these Bora sets. I really like the look of them. They feel really solid, and I really like them. That maple's really heavy, so we're really giving these racks a test. We'll see how it looks. I'll have to keep an eye on that for a while. Anyway, back to storing stuff away. Well, I've got just one shelf of wood left there to move. A lot of it is smaller offcuts, so I am thinking that this is going to work for all of my wood, basically up to these lengths. I forgot how many bigger slabs of maple I had. I've got cherry up there, I've got maple, I've got ash. We've got ash there. Most of this is maple, some more cherry up there. I kind of have had enough for today, so I'm going to leave this, I think. Over the next week or a few days anyway, I'll try and get the rest of the wood that can go over here out of this shelf and put it up there. My original plan had been to take things like fingerboard blanks and actual neck blanks and things like that, and put them on this shelf here, but I don't think that's going to work. So this will be just straight for wood storage. And then I'm thinking if I can get enough of this wood over there, over on the tool wall, I can maybe have a little wood storage section for stuff that's going to make guitars. I've got this really nice maple neck blank, so that would go up there. Another fingerboard. These are the ones that I'm planning to use for Butch Jr. when I finally get around to making another guitar. Thought I was going to do it this year. Don't think it'll happen till next spring. Templates. I've got acrylic neck templates. I had some other ones I put somewhere. At any rate, I'm thinking a lot of these smaller pieces are things I'm going to be utilizing pretty quickly. So they will go on a smaller storage area, probably on the tool wall. And as I say, I think I'll put some more racks up there for bigger lumber storage if I need it. I think you've probably seen enough. You got the idea. I'm really happy with where I'm at right now. It's still a real mess out here. Next video, I am hoping to get this shelf out of here and maybe make a start on that closing in that wall over there, because then after that I can put up the tool wall and make holders, and the project would kind of be done. So right now it's middle of October. I probably need another 3 to 4 weeks, I think. 3 to 4 episodes. So I'm thinking that yeah, by middle of November, I'm thinking this project will be done. As long as I can stay on track, it will definitely be done by the end of November. So middle of November, end of November. Then I want to get back to finishing that bass preamp. And then it will be pretty close to Christmas. Not sure what I'll do then or after that. Probably stuff in the electronics shop, depending how cold it is. In the dead of winter here, it gets to regularly to minus 30, minus 35 Celsius. Minus 40 and minus 45 aren't unheard of. Minus 40 Celsius is the same as minus 40 Fahrenheit. That's where the scales kind of meet up. So that will give you an idea how cold it can be in the winter here. Last winter I did the hot water ice video. It was around last January, and that was a really cold weekend. It was in the low minus 40s, in other words about minus 46 or 47 on the day I did that shoot. That night, it went overnight to colder than minus 50. That's the long-term weather forecast with Jag. So anyway, getting back to it, it still might be a little too cold to work out here in the dead of winter. So I'm sort of planning that for probably from around Christmas, probably through January to middle of February, will probably not be much stuff out here. Probably in the electronic shop. I have some things that I want to do there, some things that have been on the back burner for a long time. So we'll just see how all that goes. So like always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check my band One Soul Thrust. The links, as always, are in the description below. And until the next video, we'll see you.